Unscripted.
Sony today was giving out multiple PlayStation 5 updates, and this is really good news. This is stuff that's time really to get everybody hyped up. We are below the 1 month period to which we are going to be getting our PlayStation 5s, and it's in a very exciting time, and so Sony obviously is going to piggyback on that and keep the excitement rolling. Think of it as a snowball rolling down a hill. It's going to keep picking up more snow, and that's the excitement levels that Sony looks like they're going to be trying to attract by making these types of announcements. Again, I feel like Sony is definitely on the right page with me as a gamer, and I'm sure if you're watching my channel, they're probably on your same page as well. If you're excited about the Xbox, hey, that's cool too. You know, I'm not going to say that you shouldn't be. This is more specifically geared towards PlayStation 5 only. I'm sure Xbox will do stuff to hype up their thing shortly. I haven't really seen much lately. They did the one commercial, but outside of that, I haven't really seen much. So, but Sony are talking specifically about what they're doing. We also got some game updates and stuff like that, which I thought were fantastic. And and I feel like it just gets everything and everybody more excited, and that's what I'm here for. And I think that's exactly why a lot of you are here as well. So they're making some changes, they're making some adjustments, they're doing some things to get people prepared for the PlayStation 5, and I feel like these are good changes, and these are things that are actually going to help in the future as well in terms of what they're going to be able to do. So what's up, everybody? If you didn't know, Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. If you're looking for a easy way to show some love for my channel, the best way to do that is a simple like. It costs you nothing, but it means everything to me, so thank you very much. Take a minute to consider subscribing as well. You can also hit the bell. Thank you for everybody that's been supporting me and sending great messages and things like that. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between. You're fantastic. Give yourself a pat on the back. I 100% mean that. Give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you so much. So, getting into some of the updates that they are actually kind of giving us on the PlayStation 5, they're updating things for the future, and this is stuff, some of it sounds like stuff that maybe should have been done previously. There's a new library section on the PlayStation site. It actually lets you manage your PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 game downloads and filter your subscriptions as well. So according to this, Sony has launched a new section on their PlayStation site that gives users access to their whole game library for PS4 and PS5. While users can currently access a download list from the PlayStation Store via web browser, the new library site lets users look at all their purchases along with to sort them between PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now titles. Users can also force download games from a download option under each title, which brings up a supported device. One of the more interesting new things that this actually has is a played feature, and it's a filter that actually lets you rearrange your titles by their most recent use. So really some good stuff. So it also seems like the library is going to be able to tell you if there's any of the other services outside of PlayStation where, like, say, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, for example, has an EA logo next to it. It's part of the EA Access service or the EA Play service, which the account is subscribed to. The recently played section also keeps tracks of titles that aren't owned by the user from another account, and even displays a lock symbol which prevents a user from downloading it. The same is true for disc-based games, as they tested it with the Order 1886. Basically, if you game share and you don't own it but the other person does, it sort of alerts you to that and lets you know that. Pre-orders are also now displayed and have a small clock icon over them. Unfortunately, there's no real-time counter like on the PS4, though clicking it title does send you to the PlayStation Store for further details. So again, this is some pretty big updates. It doesn't seem to be much else here, but the chances are this will still be worked on as we speak, and it's going to be one of those last minute things for functionality and form and testing. It definitely makes it a bit easier than the current one, and it's an update to the store and stuff like that, just making things that much easier for people going into the PlayStation 5, because I feel like that's something that obviously was needed. They're going to be showcasing the UI probably fairly soon, and so to be able to see that and see all these changes that are coming, I think is a great thing, and it's perfect timing for Sony. Realistically, I love this. I think it's a fantastic thing. With that being said, there's also some other things. Sony actually went and answered some questions, some long-standing questions, and we have a lot more information about the PlayStation 5 configuration, why they chose what they did, the clocks, the hardware shape, and all that kind of stuff. they 100% broke it down, and basically this kind of debunks some rumors and also will probably shut some people up as well. A lot of the PlayStation 5 most important features have been decided over 2 years ago, according to the console's mechanical and thermal designs team's head. Speaking with X-Tech, Mr. Otori confirmed that the console's configuration, clocks, and hardware shape were decided 2 years ago, and preparations for liquid metal cooling also began at that time. He said, and I quote, "We started preparing for the adoption of liquid metal about 2 years ago when the PlayStation 5 hardware configuration and shape were roughly decided. In addition to design, we have begun various studies toward the adoption of TIM for liquid metals, from the manufacturing process to procurement." He also discussed why they went for liquid metal cooling for the PlayStation 5, confirming that it was chosen due to the high operating frequency and small die size. And he says, and I quote, "The reason for trying to use liquid metal TIM is that the main processor, or SoC, has a high operating frequency, but the die is small and the heat density is very high. In particular, the heat density of the SoC during games is much higher than that of the PlayStation 4, he said. That's because the PS5's SoC basically runs at almost full power during games. Therefore, the value of the thermal design power and the amount of heat generated during the game are almost the same." So basically, they built this console for overclocking hardware, and it wasn't some last-minute thing or some last-minute adjustment to try and beat Xbox. This was always their design, form factor, functionality to get it out there. So during the same interview, Mr. Otori also confirmed the PlayStation 5 size is due to the fan size, as the large fan was required to cool both sides of the console equally. Installing two smaller fans would have made the console smaller, but the current design would have made it difficult to control than with the console's current design, and it would have increased production costs. So obviously, it's like I said, form factor, design, and things like that. All this stuff was going into the idea of what they were able to do and able to sort of accomplish with this as well, because I think that that's something that a lot of people were sort of interested in and talking about as well. Just to also cap off on a little something that I was covering yesterday, if you didn't know, the PS5 stuff with Burger King, that was actually allows you to win PlayStation 5 game codes and coupons. After being teased about the details, PS5 and Burger King crossover promotion have emerged, including the fact that you'll be able to win your very own PlayStation 5 game codes and coupons. To enter, you will need to register on the Burger King app, etc., or you'll need to make a $2 for $5 deal purchase, or make a $5 plus purchase on the Burger King app, website, or in restaurant. Yeah, so anyway, this is really cool stuff, and the sweepstakes begin October 15th and end November 22nd, and they have official rules and stuff like that. But I guess we are supposed to be getting some UI news sometime this week, or maybe next week at the latest. But yeah, it looks like we're going to be getting that. They've been teasing that for a while now, and that, again, everybody should be excited by this stuff. I do think that it is a great time to be a gamer, and just the excitement level that I'm starting to see now from people is great. And listen, I know I get a lot of heat. People don't like me, or they think that I don't like Xbox. Not the case. For the past couple of years, when I've been complaining about Xbox and them needing games and stuff like that, it was always trying to get across the point that they needed games. They needed to be better prepared, especially after the lackluster launch lineup of the Xbox One X, which just basically launched with the Forza Motorsport game. And I felt like that was pretty lackluster. They really needed to launch next generation with some killer apps, and they're not doing that. And so while it might seem old hat to some of you, or you might get tired of it or whatever, I do apologize for that. I am, in fact, an Xbox fan, and just want to see them do better and want to see them compete in that AAA space. And knowing that they might not have any games ready until late 2021 in terms of AAA is disheartening, to say the least, because you want them to succeed, and you really want them to do a good job at sort of going out there and just being the best that they can. And I hope that you guys understand that it's not just a blind hate thing, it's a asking for better thing. And as a consumer of theirs, I feel like I do have the right to ask for better, and hopefully everybody understands that. It's no real hate involved, is because I have Xboxes. I spent a lot of money on Xboxes. I play Xbox, I play PlayStation. I'll play wherever there's a game that I want to play, unless it's PC. I'm not really interested in PC gaming, unfortunately. But if you are, more power to you. I'll never knock anybody for what they want to play on or how they want to play or anything like that. I really just want to see everybody just kind of enjoy gaming, but at the same time, I feel like these consoles have their own identities, whether it be the exclusives, the online, or whatever kind of features that they offer. So yes, I'm excited for the next generation. Yes, I think Microsoft could have done better. They should have done better for fans. I hope that they do better next year, but there's no real guarantees there. And at the end of the day, Sony has a pretty stellar lineup of games that looks like they are ready to bring out, and that's what really gets me excited as a fan, and I hope everyone sort of understands that and maybe understands a little bit better where I'm coming from. It's not something that I'm doing intentionally for any kind of ulterior motives other than I want to see Microsoft do better. I want to see these companies compete and do well against each other. So that to me is super important. With that being said, I will link all of these articles in the description below. Feel free to peruse those at any particular leisure that you want, if at all. If not, hey, suit yourself. It is what it is. I pretty much covered these from the articles themselves verbatim, and I appreciate anybody that took the time out of their busy schedules to check out one of my videos. Thank you so much. I'm very humbled by the support. Please consider taking a minute to subscribe, like the video at the very least. Please stay safe, happy, and healthy as always. It does mean a lot to me that you guys, have a good time gaming. Just take care of each other and just have a good time. Thank you for watching. Game on, my friends. Game on. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.